Welcome to Timesink, the weekly podcast to let you know what's worth sinking your time into. I'm your host, Sauce, and this week I am joined by Mr. Hummer.
I really thought you were going with Stink there. I can't believe you didn't go with Stink there.
And Brad.
You went with Stink the last time, so you don't want to do the same take twice. Like, that doesn't make sense.
If only people knew how many takes I had to do every single show to get it right.
The answer is 4. The correct answer is 4.
I would say the average is 4.
Yeah, that sounds about right. We got a great episode for you this week and a quick episode for you this week. We're trying to shorten the episodes. And fun fact for all you faithful listeners out there, the last couple episodes I tried using an outside editor instead of doing it myself, and it was not great. So I'm going to be doing it myself again for the near future. But this week,
way to shift blame, bro.
Explain the process and what happened there.
All right. So,
or investment choices.
I'll get into that. For sure, I'll get into that. But this week, we're going to talk about poor investment choices, 3 idiots, a glitch in the Matrix, and Brad finally got his PlayStation 4. So he's going to give us an update on where he's at on the gems of PlayStation 4 games that you may or may not. Oh, not stonks, apparently.
Poor investment and choices.
Okay, yeah. So stick around. We got a weird episode for you this week.
Oh yeah, it is.
Weird one.
But before we get into all that, we're gonna enter the financial segment of the show, where we give out all of our finance advice and hot stock tips. You can go onto a website called Upwork.com, and you can hire people to do whatever you need, like video editing, sound editing, make a commercial for you, add some B-roll into your show. So I was looking for the cheapest possible option. So I looked to the Philippines, where for $4 an hour, they will edit your show for you. And that didn't work out. Interesting ideas, definitely some lack in communication and hours, like 12 hours ahead.
Well, you don't learn unless you do.
Exactly. And then the next one I tried was from the UK, so I thought that would work better. Better communication. We both speak the same language, but it was not as great. I think a big problem of it is uploading the files, compresses it, and it crunches it down, makes it more staticky.
Yeah, internet jumbo humbo wumbo dumbo.
Exactly.
Yep.
So if I wasn't being so cheap and could pay one of like the $50 an hour or $100 an hour people, like, I'm sure they would do a good job, but it's not in the budget yet. But we'll get there someday. So thanks for powering through those last 2 episodes.
And now the question that everybody really wants to know. Have you watched Top Gun yet?
No, I still haven't watched Top Gun.
Womp, womp.
That's an old movie, man. Surprised you've been around. You've been on this earth for a while. How have you not watched it?
Been disavowed.
That's the Mission Impossible series.
How are you going to watch Maverick?
What? Is that what it's called?
Is it? I don't know.
I thought it was called Top Gun 2. Electric.
I'm sad. I think you made Electric Boogaloo. I think you made that up too. Maverick is somebody else.
It's Top
That's
Gun
John McCain.
Maverick.
Let's
It
go.
is
Oh, so it's
Top
Top Gun Maverick.
Oh, I am gonna watch it. It's on my list. I'm gonna watch it before the second one comes out. I'm sure we should meet up and watch Top Gun. That should be the first thing we do, and when we meet in person.
Whoa! We vowed to never meet in person.
I know, right? So I guess we're never gonna watch Top Gun.
I think you should watch Top Gun Maverick first, just with zero context of anything that's going on, and then go back and watch the original.
That sounds like an idea.
Not a very good one.
Brad's really pondering that one there.
I don't have anything to add. Yeah, you should watch Top Gun. It's a pretty good movie. It's a thinker. You'll think about yourself, like internal.
Yeah.
Whoa.
I mean, not really, but it's fun to say.
It'll make you question your whole existence and why you didn't.
Just during the volleyball scene.
Oh, I've watched that scene. I know,
if you
I know about that scene.
I've
If you
spent many a late night on that scene.
if you don't want to watch Top Gun, then at least watch the Archer version of Top Gun.
I've definitely seen that one. You know,
And
my
you've
favorite.
basically seen Top Gun.
You reminded me though, the best volleyball scene is from Future Man when Wolf goes back to the 80s.
Oh yeah.
I love Future Man. It's so dumb and funny. Definitely check out Future Man. So speaking of Three Idiots, Hummer, you want to tell us what the hell Three Idiots is?
So, have you guys ever watched a true Bollywood film?
I know that I have.
I think I've watched like minutes of a few, but I've never like watched a full one.
Okay. Well, I'll preface it right off the bat here that this is a true Bollywood film. We were introduced to this from our friend from Mumbai over the weekend. It's an older movie, but apparently this is what they would call a classic for them. You know, this one was made in 2009, so a very recent classic, a la Elf. But basically, the premise, I don't even say the premise of Bollywood movies is one of the hallmarks of them is in the middle of the movies, you will get dance routines and singing that almost just like it's almost it's like filler, but it's not. But one of the anecdotes she was talking to us about is that in India, though, when you go to the clubs and you go to like the bars and dancing, that whatever the top Bollywood movies are, those are the songs that you actually hear in the clubs. And so like she's going through and she's like singing the song and she knows the dances to this one, and she's talking about how you're like, oh yeah, this used to be played at the bar all the time. But basically,
that's actually really cool to me. I don't know. I think
I thought it was. I went in skeptical.
You would feel like when you're at the bar, a scene in a musical where everybody knows the same choreography to a dance randomly, like in some random musical. If everybody just hits it and it's like perfect, everybody's a great dancer for some reason, you would feel like you're in a musical. That'd be weird.
One of the lyrics of this song was "Zooby Dooby," and it was amazing.
You know, Tito has a Indian friend from college that he went to his wedding, and he taught him the move is you have to screw the light bulb and then pat the dog.
Right.
That's the move for all our audio listeners. Not getting this hot dog patting action.
This dance tips with sauce, saucy dance tips.
This is a dance tutorial segment of the show.
Well,
no, nobody should. No, don't take those dance lessons.
Yeah,
it was a scam.
Instead, watch Three Idiots because I'm actually going to give it. I'm going to go with the rating first here because it's such a.
Oh yeah, okay. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm going to give my rating first and then go into it because it's different. I'm giving it a 4. I'm giving it a 4 out of 5. I think it's very entertaining. What's kind of cool about it too is they speak. I think she called it. I can't pronounce it. Whatever. It's a mix of Hindi and English, kind of like Spanglish, but English. So
that works for me.
They'll just go in and out, but so you have to watch it with some subtitles. But either way, the premise of the film is basically two friends are searching for one of their other friends, like a lost companion of theirs, and they go back and they start revisiting their college days and how and then kind of piecing it all together as they're taking you through the story. So it does flashbacks, present moment, flashbacks, present moment. But the movie itself is like, it's a comedy and it's a drama. Like there's parts where it's like incredibly funny, but then the very next minute it's like way too serious for being a comedy.
Your classic dramedy.
But it's not like I don't know, because it's like when it's getting serious, all of a sudden it's not a comedy. Like it's like,
is it like CW level drama? It's
like Denzel Washington American Gangster style drama followed by Harold and Kumar go to White Castle comedy.
That's a big discrepancy. That's like I murdered somebody maliciously in a cheeseburger.
Yes.
That's what that is. But like mustard's going to spill on my shirt. Oh, no.
But it works. It's what keeps this movie entertaining, and it's what keeps it moving along. Because, like, you'll get these comedy moments, but then you get these, like these really, like, deep introspective moments, and then you get a musical number.
And then the
that just-
classic Rosencrantz and Guildenstern moment
yeah.
of a musical number.
But like,
How
don't make me say that these are
Shakespearean.
not musicals. Like at first, I thought this was a musical because it like starts off with a song,
Just
and I'm
a
like, oh
dance
great, I
break.
get another one. But no, yeah, just dance break. Just, you know,
Everybody needs a little intermission from that, the up
Little
and
light bulb,
down
pat the
of
dog.
that drama comedy. Everyone needs an intermission, and it's got to be in the form of a dance break with a hot new single from a name. If I say it, it'll sound racist.
Yeah, please don't.
Well, I'd say give it a shot. It's a good movie. It's very very entertaining, and like I said, it could be very lighthearted at times, and then even the serious moments though they're really good. The acting in it is actually really good too. I thought, having never seen like Bollywood and not understanding what it was about at first, I'm probably gonna watch a few more of these Bollywood films that my friend is putting together a list for us. 'Cause they're entertaining, so I think it's worth a shot. Check it out. Are we throwing another one in? I don't remember.
Yeah, for sure. But it's
Because every time I do this and it's like it's adding to it, you don't put it in the beginning and you get mad at me.
because you don't tell me. I say, okay, what are we going to talk about this week, guys? I'm going to talk about this, this, and this, and then we start
We're
doing
going
the
to talk
show.
about the impeachment trial that's going on TV right now.
So every time, or when you mention Bollywood, I always think of my favorite scene, and it's a GIF of maybe if you guys have seen it. It's like these Indian warriors, and it's like I don't know what time period is, but they're fighting with swords and shields, and they and they like there's like 10 of them, and they have like these big shields, and they like form like a circle, like they turtle up with them, and they're trying to like siege a castle. So they all like line up on a palm tree and like pull it back like a cartoon and like launch the palm tree, and like midair they like form the circle and like fly into the castle and start fighting, and it's so funny. I'm gonna find it and I'm gonna put it as B-roll over the show for the video watchers out there. It's so funny if you haven't seen. I'll put the link in the show notes if I can find it.
I love how you're giving yourself extra homework there.
I
It's like,
know.
I'm going to find this.
Apparently
I'm going to put this up
love
as
this
B-roll.
GIF too.
GIF.
Yeah,
GIF?
I say GIF, bro.
Do you say Wi-Fi or do you say Wi-Fi?
I say whatever I feel like in the moment. I like to live. What can I say?
For someone
Do you
who
say
freaks
GPS or GIPS?
someone who freaks the hell out when someone says Reese's,
No.
you're saying GIFs completely wrong.
Why is it not Reese's?
I say GIF. I say GIF. It's just what everyone hits.
Let's go. Let's
What everyone
revisit this
slaps in the
Reese's
moment.
thing. What's wrong with Reese's Pieces?
Because
It is Reese's
The
Pieces.
word is pieces, not pieces.
What?
First of
Reese's
all.
Pieces.
Second of all, they belong to a person named Reese. It's an apostrophe S.
Reese's
Those are the two
Pieces.
arguments for why that is incorrect.
That
That's all you get out of me.
it would be S apostrophe to imply possession, though.
No, that would imply multiple people named Reese, not a singular Reese. You have stolen all of his cups and his pieces. They belong to him. Give them back. Give them back.
Just
Want
break
some.
me off a PC of that Kit Kat bar.
I think it's whatever popular.
It's fancy
what popular
feasting.
opinion
You
is.
know it.
And it sounds. I think you're at least in this room. You're definitely on the minority of the Reese's Pieces argument.
You know what? The whole being on the minority thing is not a new thing to me. So, and that doesn't make sense to people who don't know that I'm not Jewish until right now.
Laheim.
Because there was obviously two white people on here
I don't know.
currently.
Hummer could pass for like with
White?
the
He could
beard.
pass for white.
He could pass
Yeah.
for like I don't know, Eastern European.
That's white.
maybe Arabic. I don't know.
Well, with his love of Bollywood, maybe he's Indian. Who knows?
Oh,
So, did you have something else that you were gonna not tell me beforehand that you were gonna review, Hummer?
That
yeah,
all get
definitely.
edited
the
out.
impeachment trial. Just kidding. Grace and Frankie. We said we were looking for maybe some older stuff. This one's not going to take long though, because for me, it doesn't really do it for me. It's my wife. My wife likes it, so she has it on. I'm kind of stuck watching it. Or I use that for video game time. So me personally, I give it 0 stars. But
Ooh.
my wife, she gives it 4 stars. So average that together, and technically it's still 4 stars because 0 doesn't matter, or 2 stars because it'd be 2 opinions. So it's 2
Pete
stars.
Davidson loves Grace and Frankie.
I don't know what that is. What is it?
So it's a
Grace and Frankie
show.
or
It's a
Pete
show about
Davidson?
it's a show about these 2 couples where the husband, it's I can't think of once, Martin Sheen, and then God, I can't think of his name. Sam.
Elliot.
No, Sam Waterston.
Yeah,
I looked it up.
He's like he's one of the, he plays in Newsroom as like the CEO of the TV station in Newsroom on HBO.
It's-
But basically, they come out as business partners, and they come out as gay, and that they're getting married, and they want a divorce from their wives after they've been married for like 40 years.
So it's Jane Fonda and Lily Tomlin. Their husbands are in business together and they come out as gay and they want to get married and get divorced from their wives. And it's a show about how the wives like kind of cope with that. And they're the main characters and there's lots of comedy. It's like 6 seasons or something on Netflix.
Yeah, there's a lot
so
of
it
seasons.
definitely has a
It has a
following.
following.
I just know it because of SNL. Pete Davidson did a rap song about it when he was like, I don't remember it all that well, but he was like trying to gonna do a rap song about about Game of Thrones, I think it was. But then somebody like outed him during the rap that he doesn't know anything about Game of Thrones. So instead he rapped about what was his favorite show, which was Grace and Frankie. And it was a really funny rap. So that's all I know about Grace and Frankie is what I know from Pete Davidson's Grace and Frankie
Look,
rap.
there's definitely going to be people out there who like it, because it does have like from a
when you're
comedic. If you look
65.
at, if you take out, for me, if you take out the just the unbelievableness of parts of the story, then the comedy itself is actually good. Like the jokes, the way they compile them are good. But there's just some things where I'm just like, you're meaning to tell me that happened and she didn't know her husband was gay? Come on.
I mean, Jane Fonda is really well known as a very good actress. Martin Sheen, Lily Tomlin, they've got
They
good
got a good
people.
cast.
It's just
It's a good
they're
cast.
all in their like 60s and 70s. So
It's like a
this
modern
is probably
day
a show for people in their 60s and 70s.
Oh, I'd say the comedy almost steers a little younger.
You think that, but how many people that aren't your grandparents do you know in their 60s or 70s?
How many people
Because
in their 60s
they
and
have
70s know how to use Netflix?
because they have the same sense of humor as people in their 40s and 50s. It's just they don't show that to their grandparents. I know this because I'm a bartender.
I still hold my original
learning
comment.
so
How many
much.
people that age know how to work Netflix? I can't even get my parents to work
Most
Netflix
of them,
in their 50s.
but that's it. They can't do anything. They can't do YouTubes. They can't Google Chromes. They can do Netflix because
they can Facebook.
their
They can
kids
Facebook.
buy them smart TVs where it's a button and they push and it opens Netflix.
Nope.
And then they just have a list
even,
of things.
My parents can't even do that.
How do you open Netflix?
A big red button
Use a
on the
big
remote
red
that says
button?
Netflix. That's all they need.
Oh
Boop.
my god. That's just
One
reminding me
boop
of like
and they're
Roku,
in.
Roku dumbing down their TVs.
So moving on. So I got excited because I saw a trailer for a glitch in the Matrix. Have you guys seen a trailer for that at all?
I'm assuming that's the title of the new Matrix movie.
It is not.
Then I have no idea what you're talking about.
No, I'm not going to watch it. I refuse.
Why?
Why? Because whatever you say, it's not true.
Because we're living in a simulation.
Yeah, I don't have to believe you.
That's true. Thank you for that segue. So it came out this year. I'm looking at which film festival it came out at because it recently came out.
Sundance.
Was it Sundance?
Tucson. No, I'm just naming ones that I know. And then I made up Tucson. I don't know if there is a Tucson. Well, I know there's a Tucson. I don't know if there's a Tucson Film Festival.
I sell Tucsons. If you need a brand new Hyundai Sonata or Tucson, please come see me and my dealership. Anyway.
Wait, have you guys partnered with Apple yet?
Oh God, if we do that, that'd be so. I'd buy the first Apple car. Like
I already read that was canceled. So, womp womp.
Are you guys going to partner with BlackBerry then? Or are you guys already partnered with BlackBerry?
Does BlackBerry still exist as a company?
Yeah, dude, they write some badass car security software.
Yeah, Hummer's holding BlackBerry because he's got diamond hands. He's taking it to the moon.
Okay,
to the moon,
so are you
baby.
gonna keep talking about this glitch in the matrix or what?
No, we're talking about Dogecoin now.
This episode brought to you by Stonks.
Yeah, man. I'm telling you. Sundial growers, all right? It's up to $3.52. Get in now. All right. So anyway, A Glitch in the Matrix. It is a documentary. So this is a tangent I'm going to go on, actually. I work with some less than intelligent people, and one kid can't say documentary. He says documentary. So it always makes me want to call them documentaries.
Sounds like how Christopher Watkins would say it.
Wow. I'm not going to do it. Yeah, so this is a documentary about the simulation theory. Are you gentlemen familiar with simulation theory?
Oh yeah. Do you need me to pull my books out?
Yes, please.
Called out. Is that where I wake up and I go, "Oh, thank God, it was just a simulation"?
Exactly. So it's
Except you don't really wake up
the
because it's a simulation. They just flip the switch off, and all of a sudden there's nothing.
yeah. So it's the philosophy behind our technology is so advanced that we're almost to the point where we can basically completely replicate the human brain and make AI and create a digital person to the point where it's going to be possible to create a VR simulation that you could go into, and it'd
Digital
be
life.
a digital life that's indistinguishable from real life, to the point where how do we know and can we prove or disprove that we're actually not living in a simulation right already. So I got excited because I'm very interested in that idea. Not that I believe in it, but so I'm watching this documentary to learn more about it. And that's what I thought it was going to be about. And it starts off like extremely interesting. So it starts up with the author Philip K. Dick, who wrote Man in the High Castle, Blade Runner,
Right.
a lot of really like alternate reality dystopian future stories. And it starts off with a lecture he gave in France where he's like opening up to everyone. He's like, these are not stories that I wrote. These are dreams that I had. And they aren't even dreams, if you can call them that. I'm 100% convinced my consciousness was visiting these alternate realities, and I'm writing down the memories of what I saw there and what happened there. And he's like just going on and on and on. And he's basically laying out simulation theory back in the
Right.
70s. And that is extremely fascinating. Like I don't know, maybe Philip K. Dick is a planeswalker and he did travel to these alternate realities, or maybe he's just crazy, we don't know, but it's very interesting. And so then it jumps into like modern day writers who are writing these philosophical theories and their thesis and their doctorates on simulation theory. But the majority of the documentary is people's, like, just random people's interpretation of how and why they think that they've realized that they're in a simulation. And those people are for some reason animated as an avatar. So they basically interviewed a guy just like we're doing right here, but then like animated over them their movements, like it looks like a bad video game, like polygonal character, to like basically show them as like an avatar. But I get what he was trying to do, but it's like it just doesn't hit. It's just more like it takes you out of it. It's weird. And the entire premise is basically, from their points of view, no different than God is real because the sun rose today and it was beautiful. So I mean, you can't prove God's not real.
Sure.
All of their interpretations of simulation theory, while somewhat thought-provoking, were like no basis in like any actual fact or evidence. It was just this is when I realized, I'm code, I'm not real. And it's like, okay, and this isn't doing anything for me. So it basically likens it to religion for me, where it's the same thing. Like are we living in a simulation? Did God create the universe? Is it a giant flying spaghetti monster? We basically can't prove yes or no. So it does dive into, so what does that mean? If we all realize, are we living in a simulation? How does that affect the morality of man? Like, does that mean it matters if we go around starting killing people? And so, no, obviously it shouldn't, but
Well, then the great overseer will unplug you.
but one towards the end of the documentary, it's an interesting thing, which I think perfectly sums up how people who are obsessed with simulation theory are. One kid was obsessed with the Matrix, like so much so that it was like he was a classic, abused by his parents, made fun of at school, really got into wearing black trench coats and wanted to be Neo, and he's realizing like everything's not real and he's living in the Matrix, so he ends up murdering his parents. And they actually are doing like interviews from him with him on the phone in jail. And to me, that's like a perfect summation of the documentary. Like, yeah, people obsessing over simulation theory are crazy. It is good food for thought, but at the end of the day, for me, it's like, okay, there's no way we're gonna be able to prove that we are.
You won't know until you're unplugged. And that's the point of this thing we call life. 42.
But it did make me really want to rewatch The Matrix. So is it interesting? Kind of. If you, me, who's someone who's interested in this stuff, I didn't enjoy it really. I didn't get any new information out of it. And
is the guy who does it named Nick Bostrom? Is that the guy who does the documentary?
I don't believe so. His name is, I got it right here, Rodney Asher.
Okay. Well, if you like to dive further into the simulation brain teaser, one of Joe Rogan's podcasts before he went completely off the deep end is with Nick Bostrom, and they go deep into the simulation theory for 3.5 hours while smoking weed and drinking liquor.
That sounds cool. Like I'm definitely interested in that. But as long as they're
good.
like,
I'm not saying it like as a joke or anything. Like it was really good and it's fascinating. It is thought provoking, to say the least. I don't really believe in it, but
that's the thing. Like,
it's cool. It's yeah.
We could be.
I can't prove that is that we're
yeah.
not.
I mean, it's just basic. Like at the end of the day, like the probability, like is alien life out there?
I mean,
like
I saw a glitch this weekend up in New York City. We were walking the dogs, and there was this guy who had like this very I don't know, not prominent, but very distinct hairstyle, standing on the corner, and we passed him, and we were like walking, and then when we got to the other end of the block, he was like coming back the way he walked past us again, and I was like, wait a minute, how did he get there?
He was an agent.
It was a
That
glitch.
just sounds like New York City, baby. Tabasco sauce.
Yeah. I had to buy it, or I rented it on Amazon because it's not out to stream anywhere. It was like I rented it for like $6 or $7, but I would probably not even recommend it if it was free streaming. So I'm gonna give this a 2 out of 5. But it did make me want to really try a sensory deprivation tank, because one dude goes in and they were explaining like just basically, I don't know, it reminded me of like doing mushrooms or something, just like completely,
Which
like,
you've never done.
which I've never done. From what
I
the
have no idea what you're talking about.
have
Never
told
seen it
me.
in my life. What do they look like?
I imagine it looks like a Mario mushroom, and you touch it and you grow a little bit.
There's a really good anime series that does the type of video games they play are called full dive. So you send your like mind into a full simulation, basically, called Sword Art Online. It's got a couple different series. It sounds awesome for video gaming. Like I totally am down for full dive video gaming.
100%. Like that.
Except in this series, in the first one, the creator traps the mind of 10,000 people, and the only way out of the game is to die in the game, and then you die in the real world. as well, unless somebody beats the game, which is a 100-floor dungeon. But then I'll ruin the rest of the anime if I say anything more.
That
So
actually sounds
that's
cool.
yeah. It was a good anime. There's some love story stuff that isn't for everybody, but there's it's a dope like idea.
That's the best part of Ready Player One too. The book, not the movie, being actually, because we're gonna get there someday where we just put on our headset and our
Full
brains are
dive.
it's video games are gonna be totally amazing when we hit that. But then the problem obviously will be when people want to spend 100% of their time in the in the simulation and not
But
the
they
reality.
fixed that in Ready Player One by you could buy those riggings that just keep your body in shape.
That's not fixing it at all. Anyway, sensory
I'm the only one
deprivation tank.
who liked that movie, aren't I?
That's because
Yes.
I bet I would
You
like
didn't read
it.
the book.
Yeah, I would probably like it if I didn't read the book.
If you don't read the book, you probably like the movie a little bit more. And even I like appreciate the movie because of all of the references to things I like are in it. But I hate how things they changed and how they took out so many themes of the book.
Can I tell you about the second book? Because it's
No.
bad. I'm not gonna spoil anything, but it's really bad and it's relevant to this subject. So the second book starts off with Halliday leaves Wade Watts another Easter egg.
Of course.
And it turns out to be exactly what we're talking about. So instead of humans putting on like their headset and going into the VR world, he created exactly what you were just talking, like a full immersion rig.
Yeah.
Where you can completely just transport your mind and it's like completely.
And your body just lays there.
Mm-hmm, and it's completely seamless from reality. It feels 100% like real. And that's the premise of the movie. The second book is, should he release it to the public or should he not?
Keep it for himself.
Yeah, and it's really bad. So I haven't finished it because it's really hard for me to get through. But I'm gonna eventually, maybe. So yeah, don't watch A Glitch in the Matrix. So Bradley.
Yes.
You finally got your PlayStation.
Yes. I am now the proud owner of a PS4 that was free for me.
High five.
Pachoom. It had a little. It was belonged to a kid, so it has a little bit of front place damage, but nothing that I can't work around. So anything I review is going to be like a way too late review of this PS4 because it is taking most of my time up right now since I borrowed a few games from you, Sauce. I was going to boot up The Last of Us to start, but I had like a small anxiety attack when I was going to put it in because I was like, maybe my life isn't going great enough to get on this emotional train wreck of a journey that The Last of Us and The Last of Us 2 is going to put me through. So instead, I started with Spider-Man.
The first 10 minutes will fucking wreck you.
Yeah, like maybe I think I need to be like in a little bit better place emotionally. Maybe our pandemic can be over before I get into a simulated pandemic. I don't know. Anyway, I'm sure I'll start it up at some point, but I started with Spider-Man. I've noticed a couple, maybe it's just because I haven't owned a PlayStation since 2. I've been an Xbox user since the 360. But I've noticed that I think the UI of Xbox is far superior to the PlayStation UI. It's just so much more, I don't know, I like it a lot more. And why is it that achievements on Xbox are so much more satisfying than trophies on PlayStation? Is it because of the emphasis on gamer score over the years? Or is it the sound effect that Xbox achievements make? Why is it so much more satisfying? Tell me.
Plikink. I love that sound. Maybe I can put one in here. Plikink.
That's the PlayStation one, isn't it?
Well, I'm trying to replicate the sound with my mouth. So
are you doing the Xbox or the PlayStation one?
That's the Xbox one.
That sounds like the PlayStation one to me. Just a little gink.
The most satisfying Xbox sound is when you hit that platinum trophy.
Yeah. And the like loud with the like roar behind it.
Yes.
Yeah, totally. But yeah, I don't know what it is. Other than that, man, why didn't anybody tell me Spider-Man was so good? I feel like everybody was like, yeah, Spider-Man's good. Why didn't anybody like slap me across the face and go, no, Spider-Man is amazing?
I'm pretty sure you can go
That didn't
back
come across to me.
to a previous episode when I reviewed it. And
You didn't reach through the screen, slap me in the face, and say, "No, this game's a 5. Stop what you're doing and start playing." You didn't do that. I never got that from you.
That's true. I failed you there.
Yeah, thank you. So anyway, Spider-Man is a 5.
I mean, I feel like everybody.
If we're
did
in a
tell us that,
simulation, I
though.
am now reaching out and slapping you in the face and telling you to start playing Spider-Man because it is a 5.
You know, that means I do gotta reach out and slap you too then, because you told me to start with The Last of Us before Spider-Man.
Well, I told you to play Last of Us, then play
Look at you
Spider-Man,
backtracking all this.
then Miles Morales, then Last of Us 2.
That is true, but start with Spider-Man. It's amazing. I
Both
had so
good.
much fun just swinging through New York, and it was great that they gave me a lot of those collectible missions early, because you could just swing around New York and collect stuff for a couple hours and have all the most of the collectibles done until you have to unlock a few later on. But like just swinging around was so satisfying. But I knew by the end of the game I would be like over it. So so it was good to be able to get all those collectibles out of the way early. I think some of the dumb the research mission token missions and stuff like that get a little taxing and boring at some points, but whatever. It's still getting to swing around the city, which I'm not bored of yet. And the story has been great. Each villain design is amazing. The combat is amazing. There's very little that this game did wrong. Mine's crashed a couple times. Did you have that problem when you played it?
Mm-mm. But I played it on the PS4 Pro.
Oh,
I'm fancy.
That makes a difference.
it does.
It is
Hummer.
specifically
Yeah, it specifically makes a difference, Hummer.
It's the Spider-Man PS Pro specifically. Just throwing that out there.
So, other than that, like, I mean, every section of this game is done extremely well. I can't wait to finish it. I'm about 85% done, I think. And I didn't even know that Miles was brought into the story in this game. I mean, obviously not as his powered up Spider-Man form, but I didn't know, like, going into the game, I didn't know he was a playable character and had some stuff to do. So that was an exciting find for me. My only issue is they threw many other Marvel references in. Like, I just want to like see Daredevil pop up, and the Avengers Tower is there. Like, where are the Avengers at? Oh my god, I had to sneeze. Please cut that out.
Nope.
But you pass by Doctor Strange, the Sanctum Sanctorum. So like, I think that's where the MCU has spoiled me, because I want so much more. I can't just deal with one superhero anymore. I gotta have them all. Like
Yeah.
Pokemon, I gotta catch them all.
We're so close to having them all too.
I
With
know.
Fox
Once the multiverse breaks, you mean? Man, can't wait.
Hey, the reason I suggested The Last of Us first is because Spider-Man, the game is like the movies. It's like an MCU movie. You know, you got your big action-packed superhero popcorn flick, but The Last of Us is the the Oscar award winner of the year.
The Irishman. It's the Irishman.
No, it is not the Irishman. It's the opposite of the Irishman.
God, I hated that movie so much.
Oh, this is relevant. They just announced today that they're making a Last of Us HBO series, which HBO's makes amazing miniseries. Most of their shows are just great budget, good directors. They casted Ellie, the girl from The Last of Us, is going to be played by, I don't know her name, but she plays Lyanna Mormont in Game of Thrones. So the little badass.
Is she old enough now?
Yeah, I think so, because she's probably like 14.
How old is Ellie supposed to be?
Around 13, 14.
In the first one, right?
Yeah.
And then she's a bit older in the second one?
Yeah, she's 18 in the second one.
Yeah.
And it's like 4 or 5 years later. So you do the math.
Carrie, hold on. Do you have a calculator?
So I'm excited because she's a little badass in Game of Thrones, and that's why I named my other daughter Lyanna. And so she's going to be playing Ellie, which is I'm excited, very excited.
What if they get Clooney for the guy that's our like father that's not her father?
No. I would accept a Hugh Jackman.
Brad Pitt?
Not a Brad Pitt.
I haven't played the game yet, so I don't know.
Oscar Isaac for the role of Joel.
Joel, that's the name I was thinking. Hugh Jackman.
If you watch Old Man Logan, that's
Hugh Jackman,
The Last of Us.
He knew my name.
Roland, you're staying up with your fitness.
Oh no. Anyway, so Spider-Man's great. Slap across the face. Go play that. Meow. Right, meow.
All right, I gotta go, guys. Bye.
Did you beat
Finally, somebody takes my advice.
Did you beat Last of Us yet, Hummer?
I have not. My gaming setup has been disturbed, so I did actually finally move the PlayStation out to the living room, but I also haven't had time. I'm playing that new Apex.
You got to know what's worth sinking your time into. That's why we're here, folks. So thanks for sticking around. But before we go, I'm going to give you just a little fun fact here.
Bonus.
A little bit bonus. All right. I need both of you to give me a big smile, but don't move your eyes. Okay. Like a real smile. Just try it. Oh, yeah. Okay. So Hummer's doing it. It's a big smile, but don't move your eyes. Now lift your eyebrows up as high as they go while you're smiling. Now don't smile. That's your model face.
I don't like it one bit. It's too much shock and awe.
Well, with Pomeranians barking, that can only mean one thing. It's the end of the show. So thanks for sticking around. Make sure to check us up on timesinkpod.com. You can leave us a like, comment, subscribe on all your favorite social media platforms. Hit us up on your favorite audio platforms. Reach out for all your dating advice, and we'll see you guys. We'll see you guys next week.
Reach out.
Docs.
Welcome to Time Stink, the weekly stink cast to let you know what's